The Lethal Protector is back in theaters, only this time under the pressure of maybe, or maybe not, officially joining the MCU, but is the sequel better than its predecessor? Let's find out. As you can see, I have officially settled into my new apartment in sunny California, and just my luck, the first movie I am reviewing here is Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Lucky me. Just to air a bit of baggage for me regarding this movie, I was not a fan of the first Venom. The video is still kicking around on this channel, so if you want to know my in-depth thoughts on that movie, you can click the link in the description, but one of my biggest issues with that film was this truly incoherent sense of tone that movie had. Because on one hand, you had this maybe Cronenbergian body horror inspired, but then at the same time, this kind of quirky buddy cop comedy between Venom and Eddie. There's just a lot going on. But this time it does seem like Sony actually took some of those criticisms to heart and really do try to offer a film here that is far more lighthearted and really is this honestly kind of bizarre, almost romantic comedy between Eddie Brock and Venom, which really honestly quite the welcome alteration to see a film that does fully commit to its ridiculousness. Because if you saw the first movie, that seemed to be what Tom Hardy was doing, but the rest of the movie didn't quite get the memo. This time, yeah, everybody is on the same page. This is a absurd movie that thankfully does not overstay its welcome with a mercifully brief 90 minutes. Because yeah, although this film does commit a bit more to its pretty silly and campy and comedic tone, there's a lot here in regards to that comedy. It just didn't really work for me, and I didn't find it very funny. Now, don't get me wrong, there is some really good stuff in here. There's one joke early on about being back on top, and it is just primo. But for the most part, there was just a lot of humor in this movie that just honestly did not land with me. Which just may be the kind of thing where I just don't really care for this interpretation of the character. The same way that I could pick up a new Venom comic book that is being written by so-and-so, and they try to do something different, and it just doesn't land with me. Because I do like the character of Venom, but I think that this version of the character that Sony has established is just not the version of this character that I personally would like to maybe one day see in the MCU, if that does happen. Not to say that it's going to or that it will, but regardless, I really would like to see this character go in a bit of a different direction. Because as far as this version of the character goes, it just really does not work for me. Now, this film, as the title suggests, does reintroduce us to none other than Carnage himself, still portrayed by Mr. Woody Harrelson after he was teased in a hilarious post-credit scene in the film's predecessor. And like I said, everybody in this movie is on the same page. This isn't Shakespeare or anything, and Woody Harrelson seems to be having a really great time, kind of remixing some Natural Born Killers flavor, but this time led by a almost demonic alien. And Naomi Harris is there too as Shriek. They're all just having a great time, showing up, chewing some scenery, having some evil laughs. It's good stuff. But it is still so frustrating that this movie, just like its predecessor, is so irritatingly non-violent. And for a movie that is titled Let There Be Carnage, there truly is so little of it to be found here. So instead, we exchange some of that with these two big gooey alien guys just kind of punching at each other for 15 minutes. It's the same thing that we saw in the last movie. Instead, one of them is red this time. Now look, Venom: Let There Be Carnage is a step up from the first film, but, and I cannot emphasize this enough, it is the tiniest step up imaginable, but it is an improvement nonetheless. The tone this time, it's far more cohesive. Tom Hardy seems to be having a great time portraying this very silly version of this character, which is all well and good, but Honestly, for a movie that does try to be much more comedic and much more tongue-in-cheek, I just did not find myself having a very fun time in this movie, and it really did make me regret not visiting the movie theater bar beforehand. So did you guys see Venom: Let There Be Carnage? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, you can click on the link down below where you can subscribe to my channel to see more movie reviews and movie-related things. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.